From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reported tonight, Bimbo Oloide.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nasarawa impeachment protest turns violent. 3 people killed in Lafia. Federal government Safe School initiative takes off. Finance Minister explains details to Northeast governors. Bayelsa State government says it's open for business, shows its green potentials. In Ukraine, 295 people dead as a Malaysian airliner crashes. And Israel begins ground offensive in Gaza. On business news, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, encourages ECOWAS member states to focus on sustaining financial and macroeconomic stability.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria Super Eagles climb up 10 spots and are now ranked 34th amongst football-playing nations by World Governing Body FIFA.
Gloria Umezuke, and from Abuja, good news from the education sector as College of Education teachers call off 9-month-old strike.
We begin with this tragic news coming from Lafia, Nasarawa State, that 3 people have been killed in a violent protest by indigents asking the state legislators not to impeach the governor, Mr. Tanko Al-Makura. This morning's protest, which began along Doma Road, went through the Emir's Palace, where the protesters went to register their complaints. Currently, there are those seeking political solutions to the crisis, while the majority of the people have taken to the streets in protest.
Second day of the protest against Governor Makura's removal, and things have gone bloody. 3 people are said to have been killed in the violence, while security operatives are seen on guard at some checkpoints in Lafia, the state capital. The second day protests have attracted more groups across the state. From the young to the elderly, everyone took to the streets, and the chant on their lips is an endorsement for Governor Al-Makura as against the impeachment hanging over his head.
We are not happy with what they are doing. We want him to continue. Even 2015, it is him we want. So they should call back this their impeachment something. We don't want it. We want our governor. We are the masses. We voted for him. And we want him to continue.
We, the people, PDP member in Nasarawa said, oh, we are against this totally. We are not supporting at all. Because this thing cannot build a Nasarawa state, cannot bring development in Nasarawa state at all.
The protest march headed for the palace of the Emir of Lafia, and while addressing the crowd, he said he has consulted with other traditional rulers in the state on ways to resolve the matter, and has promised to wade in.
The power belongs to the people. Whatever they are doing, they might be checkmating the activities of the executive, but the people must checkmate their excesses. But this particular one is becoming too embarrassing, and that we are asking them to shift their sword.
20 lawmakers are signatory to the impeachment notice, which was published in the newspaper and was planned to be served to the governor over what the lawmakers call misconduct and misappropriation. With the protest and the intervention of traditional leaders in the state, the event of the coming days will be key to determining the future of Mr. Al-Makura as the governor of Nasarawa State. Sheung Okimbaloye, Channels Television News.
The Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, says the federal government's Safe School initiative is targeted at restoring confidence in the nation's education system, especially in the north. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala was speaking at a meeting of the Committee of the Safe School Initiative in Abuja, adding that the project will focus on rehabilitation and equipping of schools affected by the activities of insurgents. The meeting had in attendance the Governor of Borno State, the Minister of State for Education, and representatives of the National Emergency Management Agency and the Adamawa State Government.
Because His Excellency, Mr. President, inaugurated this committee for a very important purpose, and that is the purpose of trying to make our schools safer nationwide. In the context of what we have been going through in the country, where our children have been intimidated in various parts of the country from going to school, the President felt that in concert with the international community led by the UN Special Envoy for Education, former Prime Minister Gordon Brown, that this initiative to secure our schools is one that will be necessary in order to give parents and children more confidence that education is the bedrock of the future of the country, and to be able to let their children participate in school, particularly the girls. I think this initiative is worth noting that the idea for this initiative predated the incident in Chibok, and that former Prime Minister Gordon Brown had been discussing this with the President for some months before that. But the incident we had crystallized the need to move quickly. And the reason is that our Chibok girls, whom we will not relent until they come back, must also come back and find a new environment that is different from the ones they left, where girls and boys are not intimidated and where the environment is more conducive to learning.
The National Information Center says the President's request for a loan of $1 billion is to enable the military tackle insurgency and other security challenges in the country. The coordinator of the center, Mr. Mike Omeri, told journalists in Abuja that the amount requested is not just to fight Boko Haram, but will be used to address some other financial needs in the army. Mr. Omeri said the security operatives are still on the trail of Abubakar Siga, the suspected chief mastermind of the Nyanya bombing, which killed over 70 people in April.
Loan being sought is not just to prosecute Boko Haram war, is to reinforce the army. The Nigerian army has made a request. It has a list of stock, it has a need. So the funding is to ensure the long-term provision of the requirements of the armed forces. It's not just to prosecute Boko Haram. Please, so that the headlines will not be that FD budgets $1 billion to prosecute Boko Haram. No, that is not true.
Well, the Bayelsa state government has opened its doors for business and assured potential investors of a secure and conducive environment. This assurance was given by the state governor, Seriake Dixon, to investors and participants at the state's maiden investment and economic forum in the state's capital, Yenagoa. Our correspondent, Harriet Agbeyi, reports.
It is my singular honor and privilege to declare the Bayelsa State Investment and Economic Forum 2014 open to the glory of God.
That declaration by the Vice President formally opens the maiden edition of the Bayelsa State Investment and Economic Forum, setting the tone for what turned out to be a robust discussion. Before the declaration, a word on the state's investment opportunity.
So what is required today of Bayelsans and all people of goodwill who seek to partner in her growth and development is for Bayelsans rapid development in unity. Unity above partisanship and politics. Unity against internal division, but preeminently unity in planning and development.
For the host, Mr. Seriake Dixon, Bayelsa State is Nigeria's best secret waiting to be discovered and unveiled, assuring investors of a secure and conducive business environment.
Bayelsa is one of the safest places to live in, to enjoy yourselves, to live, and above all, to do business in. We are preparing our state for life without oil, and we are using tourism, agriculture, SME development, industrial development. We are talking of power generation. This is the state of oil and gas. So we are aspiring to be number one in power generation.
For some key sectors like the oil and gas, plans by the federal government to, among other things, build a major industrial hub in the state will ensure rapid development across the value chain, create jobs and wealth for the state.
We have very shortly in the pipeline a major upcoming industrial park for Bayelsa. It will be a new $100 million industrial park with oil and gas manufacturing components, and it will be situated in Otueke. Infrastructural construction will begin in the fourth quarter of this year, and we expect that that job will create 5,000 jobs for Bayelsans.
Bayelsa State also needs a clear business strategy.
I therefore call on the government to provide a sustainable business climate that would attract and protect investors engaged in the state sector of business comparative advantage.
The forum continues on Friday. Organizers and participants expect the forum will provide an opportunity for prospective investors to network and form partnerships that will facilitate the showcasing of the potentials in the state. Harriet Agbenyi, Channels Television News.
In part two after the break, security agents in Abia State rescue young mothers engaged in child trafficking. Do stay with us.